Who's that?
It's Niki Lauda.
He's just been signed by Ferrari.
I'm both quicker than you and better at setting up the car.
James Hunt is a proven winner at the highest level.
Is there a question, or are you just trying to piss me off?
I really enjoyed the film, and part of the reason that I really enjoyed it was the candour with which these two characters seemed to speak to the press.
Yeah.
And I wondered if you felt like we'd got more conservative in that regard.
Yeah, definitely. Both of us, I think, it's refreshing to see two guys be absolutely honest like that, and wished I had the kind of courage to do the same sometimes.
Do you think you can cope with the pressure?
Well, I've never really understood what that means. I love my job. I love competing. I love racing. Maybe you should ask Niki. He's the world champion. He's got everything to lose.
Mr. Lauda, are you feeling pressure?
Do I look like I'm feeling pressure? I'm world champion and on the verge to become world champion again.
In their profession, it's like, well, you know, what's done on the track is the absolute, you know, that's the main thing for their career. So we've got to censor ourselves a little more occasionally.
Stupid answer.
Stupid answer.
Stupid question.
I hate you. Nah, we're...
No, because it's always fun to play characters that you partly envy, you know. And I envy Niki for his fearlessness, but not only as a driver or a pilot, but also the way he is, his attitude, his straightforwardness, you know, because he doesn't lose any time. And sometimes I try to avoid conflicts and, you know, making the use of white lies and, you know, and I realize that I lose time with that. And Niki's so efficient that, you know, if he... you know.
Stupid answer. Yeah, we'll cut that out. We cut around that.
So you've had to resort to cheating.
You're driving an illegal car and call me the cheat? It's pathetic. Rules are rules.
Yes. And rats are rats. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you really think it upsets me, James? Calling me a rat? Because I look like one? I don't mind it. Rats are ugly, sure, and nobody likes them. But they're very intelligent, and they have a strong survival instinct.
Wonderful.
I think the culture around Formula One has changed, and with regard to other conservative, you know, the media has made us so, you know,
Cautious.
Very cautious. You have to be really careful. If I make one mistake here, it'll be all over the place. Otherwise, you and I could bang the drum for this film for months on end, and no one would listen. God forbid we should make one mistake and say something unkind. You know.
Isn't that a shame in itself? I mean, more broadly in terms of Hollywood and the way we report on Hollywood, that we lose that character that came with that era.
Well, there's so much at stake, and it's, you know, it's sort of one of the things that wasn't sustainable was that sense that, you know, I'm going to be who I am, and I'm going to say what's on my mind, and I love the fact that both James and Niki wore it as a kind of a badge of honor, a principle in the way they lived and conducted themselves, that they told the truth.
Formula One, it became much more sort of clinical and I think cautious about sort of your image, and because of sponsorship and the money that was being thrown at it, you know. But these guys were like, no, we don't care. This is my opinion. We're not going to, you know, dance around the issue. We're going to say it how it is.
Do you think Hollywood's gone the same way?
Yeah, you know what I think it is though is you know, people don't want to put up with it anymore. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean what James and Niki did, but sort of as far as outrageous sort of, you know, personalities and attitudes, and, you know, I think there's a far greater appreciation for the work. I know, you know, sort of, I feel like the generation I've been working with just feel thankful to kind of be a part of it, you know, and be employed, and because it's tougher to get jobs, there's less films being made. So, you know, the people who aren't appreciative and, you know, big egos get sort of pushed out the way and replaced, and, you know.
Maybe it'll come back.
Maybe it'll come back. We'll bring it back.
James can be a loose cannon, but in terms of raw talent, there is no better driver in the world.
Why don't they make it safer?
Risk of death turns people on.
They were not managed by publicists. No,
imagine if anybody had tried.
Anyone had tried, they'd have probably been punched. But it is like political interviews in that era were, you know, so much more candid. People tended to answer questions. And nowadays, of course, it's all about evasion, and it's easy to point the finger at the subjects of the interviews and say, look, you know, why are you doing that? But the price you pay for candor now is so terrible. and honesty, that it's actually it's a disincentive. Why would you? It's like self-harm. Going out and being honest is self-harming.
It's reckless.
It's reckless self-harming behaviour, which is tragic.
Look at the way he's driving, like an old man.
Why would I drive fast?
Because I'm asking you to.
That kind of being cut off and being restricted and claustrophobic and not having sound.
Porn is the backdrop to it. It's about a relationship.
Your girl is going to be a star.
The movie's meant to be an allegory for class warfare and rich and poor.